What's up, everybody? It is the best spot, KidSmoove, and gonna finally give my 2 cents on this whole melodrama that's been going on with some of the members of the Weapon Wheel podcast and whatnot. You know what I mean? I usually don't comment on anybody's other drama unless it's including me, which most of the times it's usually including me. But over the past couple of days, whether it be tweets, live streams, rant videos, Hard 8 and Jack Move has just been taking it to that next level. And I'm familiar with being at that level, but usually after the initial videos and initial tweets set in and everybody got their opinions, something happened, it's over. You know what I mean? I expected this mini Hard 8 Jack Move thing to be over within, after the podcast or something like that. And I feel like what's going on is just people are getting hot. There's too many things involved. You have money involved. You have pride involved. You have a lot of people have lives have been changed with the growth of the Weapon Wheel podcast. It means a lot to some of us. We got t-shirts and everything and whatnot. I was able to go to E3 and everything. Jack Move was able to get an astonishing following, and it's just been doing it big on the streams. But there's always been this disconnect, this problem. It feels like every week somebody has a problem for some reason, whether it be a stupid gaming challenge that we had to do with money here and there, being accused of cheating, or people doing this, people doing that. Whether you got Hard 8 disagreeing with how we're treating other people, or how we're not on the same page when it comes to people, trying to screw the podcast over. And then you got people like Jack Move who's being heckled for not approaching people like Resurrection, or you know what I mean, and Hard 8 being heckled for not approaching people like MVP, outside people that had influences on the podcast and podcast members, and it all comes down, believe it or not, it seems like it came down to money. Now I thought this shit was going to be over pretty soon, and as you can see today, Jack Moo's stream went fucking left to Mars, you know what I mean, and then Hard 8 comes back and he has his video saying some off the wall shit. Next thing you know, you see doxing shit from Jack Move, some shit I couldn't believe. And so I dabble here and there in the chat and whatnot. And now we got this video of Jack Move. It was very emotional. He's leaving. According to him, I still don't believe he's doing it, but he says he's quitting the podcast. And he can't go forward with the podcast because he can't get along with Hard 8. After seeing what transpired over the last couple of days, I said to myself, I felt, well, damn, somebody's gonna have to go. Either Hard 8 is gonna leave or Jack Move's gonna leave, and I think Jack Move will only leave if Hard 8 isn't kicked out, or if Hard 8 doesn't leave. Jack Move I'm not going to tell you I know all the details and whatnot, because like I said, I mind my business, but there are some things Jack Move had a problem with, and there's obviously some things Hard 8 had a problem with, and they both shared it with you in their videos and their streams. Now, they both took it way too far. I mean, I'm familiar with taking shit too far, you know what I mean? But now I can sit back and look and damn, this is really bigger than what it's supposed to be. And it sucks, you know what I mean? Because now everybody on the outside is pointing and laughing, and everybody's on the outside saying, I told you so. I told you this shit wasn't going to last. I don't know if it's too many personalities, too many egos. I don't think Jack Move should leave. But then again, if he feels the way he feels, I don't think he should continue, because the way he sounded in his recent stream, and I'm sure he's going to take the video down. I never heard Jack Move. Now, I had my moments with both Jack Move and Hard 8, even before Weapon Wheel, and there was notches I took it. I've never, ever seen Jack Move get as heated or as emotional or as he's mad. I can hear it. He's fucking upset. I don't even think he want to quit. I think he's quitting because he feel personally he has to, because there's no way that he can coexist with Hard 8. There's no way. And they were the coolest, the tightest of the two in the whole quarter group. You know what I mean? They were the tightest. But at the end of the day, some people will blame it on a Patreon. Some people going blame it on these donations, and there's always got to be one person bigger than the group and whatnot. And I'm just giving you guys my 2 cents. Like I said, I think both dudes went way too far from what they said, from the shit that was said in the streams. It wasn't necessary. I feel like things could have been changed, and I feel like maybe some of us podcast members, some of us in a Weapon Wheel podcast didn't do enough to deregulate this. We didn't do enough to dilute it. We didn't do enough to keep this from progressing forward. We either tried to mind our business, stay out of it. We either said, hey, we're going to get over it. We didn't really make necessary changes or adjustments that would prevent this from going forward. Now, we're not parents. We can't control every individual. No one can control what I say or what I do. But people damn sure has a lot to say about it. And I felt like what was going on between Hardy and JackMoove, there was really nothing they can do. I said they both should have been really, honestly, really suspended. Like, take them, don't have them on the podcast for like a week or two. Let them cool off on their own merits. Let them get through their shit together. But now we got it to the point where it's hit rock bottom. JackMoove is at a point of no return. JackMoove has done shit that he may wake up and be like, damn, I can't believe I did that. Then again, I don't know JackMoove like that, so maybe not. Maybe he has no regrets. Maybe Hard 8 has no regrets. Hard 8 don't give a damn about what he said. You know what I mean? It's more of a strike first, don't say nothing to me, and then turn around and do that type bullshit. So I don't know. Somebody's going to regret it, but I knew if this continued that this would be the outcome. Either Hard 8's going to leave or JackMove's going to leave. And I only felt JackMoove will only leave if there was no move made for Hard 8 or there was nothing done on the point of Hard 8. And like I said, you guys watched, you guys viewed, you guys seen everything. You guys can pick and choose who was right or wrong. That's not my job, and I'm not here to say who's right or wrong. I'm just here to give my 2 cents. I think what happened, it went on too long, too far, and too many outside influences had a hand on which direction Weapon Wheel moved, and they had a hand on a lot of the panel members, and it caused a lot of friction. It caused a lot of problems between us. And that's why I felt like every week somebody had a problem with another because of something somebody else did or because of something somebody else said. Hard 8 mad at BG for not blocking Gamer Lives Matter. Fucking Hard 8 mad at JackMoove for not checking Resurrection. JackMoove and BG mad at Hard 8 for not checking this nigga. It's always in a constant cycle. You know what I mean? None of this shit is planned. None of this shit is fake. Nobody's doing this for viewings or ratings. It's just that at some point now I feel like JackMoove feels like, you know, his product, his image, his shit is being tackled, and it's going to affect it may affect more than just the channel. It may affect, you know, his revenue stream, his income. He was able, like I said, JackMoove this past year was able to do a lot, and you've seen the growth, and he sort of relied upon that, you know what I mean? And I feel like JackMoove felt like he had the backing and the support. Like, there's some real fans of his that, you know, that stood by him, and I guess some of them showed their colors in this whole thing. And I'm pretty sure Hardy felt the same way when he was being attacked by JackMoove. He felt like there's some people that rock with him, but if he looks into the comment section of JackMoove, you know, obviously the fake will reveal. But my opinion on this, man, hopefully the Weapon Wheel podcast ain't going nowhere. I think JackMoove will be back in about 2 weeks. He'll probably, I mean, there's no Weapon Wheel this weekend, so JackMoove will probably be back on episode 102, 103, however long he may need. Hard 8, like I said, I think Hard 8 should lay low. I think both parties should lay low for a week or two and just let us rock, let us get this shit back on track, and then they don't got to be friends. Like I said, I'm not friends with, I'm okay to work with anybody. You know what I mean? I can work with BG. There's people I can tolerate. There's people I like, but at the end of the day, I can't look at them like they're my best friends. Even though I'm on a show with them, you can't be my friends. At the end of the day, once we log off, everybody has their own agenda, their own feelings. You know what I mean? And there's some things that we can't really coexist with. You know what I mean? One thing that we all do have in common is that we play video games and we can do a damn good podcast together. So hopefully this shit get together, but hopefully I believe JackMoove is going to be back. Did he take things too far? Yes. Did Hard 8 take things too far? Yes. Should Hard 8 was doing things, I guess, with the podcast that was just getting on a lot of people's nerves. But like I said, I ain't here to point fingers or anything like that. Both parties did something that was really annoying, and it started out really small and it escalated to absolutely nothing, and now you got people quitting the podcast, you got people threatening to meet these persons, you got doxing and whatnot, which is pretty fucked up, you know what I mean? But you got all this shit going on, and it's all for nothing. It's not even necessary. But it's KidSmoove. We'll see you guys in about 2 weeks, episode 101 Weapon Will Podcast, and support us as a group. You know what I mean? Stop pitting these people against each other. We know what some of you guys do. You go in there, you ruffle the feathers. You hop on one of these, the members' back, and you point fingers at the other ones. You get that person hyped up, and then you take your battery and go. It's fucked up. It's KidSmoove. I'm out of here. Peace.